Muy buenos días a todas las personas que empiezan a unirse a esta sesión informativa con la Universidad de Exeter. Mi nombre es Karen Martínez, yo hago parte del equipo de Consejería Académica y Relaciones Internacionales de Colfuturo y pues básicamente el propósito de esta sesión informativa es brindar a todos ustedes aquellos datos, aquella información relevante y fundamental, quizás si sus planes de estudio están encaminados en llevarse a cabo en esta gran universidad. En adición, pues quiero contarles también que durante este mes de agosto estaremos desarrollando sesiones informativas como esta, específicamente universidades que tienen convenio con Colfuturo, provenientes del país de Reino Unido e Irlanda. Entonces, bueno, el día de hoy nos acompaña Alexandra, ella es representante de esta institución académica y también tenemos a César y a Juan Pablo, son beneficiarios de Colfuturo y nos van a brindar información súper valiosa acerca de su experiencia, acerca de ofertas académicas, financiación, procesos de admisión, becas y recomendaciones en general para todos ustedes. También claramente informaremos sobre el convenio que tiene Colfuturo con esta universidad, que consta específicamente de que todos los beneficiarios financiados por Colfuturo recibirán un descuento del 20% en el valor de la matrícula hasta por 2 años. Y en adición, ellos también nos hablarán un poco sobre un programa muy particular y muy interesante que se llama Ayudar Scholarships. Entonces, bueno, pues cabe mencionar que si tienen alguna inquietud, alguna pregunta u observación, pueden ponerla en el cajón de Q&A y las vamos a ir resolviendo a lo largo de la sesión. Sin más preámbulos, Alexandra, te doy la palabra. Alexandra, thank you so much for being here. You can go ahead and start your presentation.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Karen. Hi, everyone. It's lovely to meet you. My name is Alex, and I work in the international student recruitment team here at the University of Exeter. I am based in the UK. I'm based in Exeter, so I know lots about the city, and I've been here for about 8 years now. I started as an international student doing my bachelor's degree, then I did my master's degree, and then I found a job at the university. So, yeah, I've been here a while. In terms of contacting me, you can contact me on my Exeter email address, which I've put down there. It's just americas@exeter.ac.uk, and it's just a way to contact our team if you have any questions following this webinar. Thank you. So just a little bit about us. We are a top 15 in the UK university. We are part of the Russell Group in the UK, which is basically a group of 24 research-intensive universities in the UK. We are a campus-based university, so we have 3 campuses across the counties of Devon and Cornwall in the southwest of the UK. And we are rated TEF Gold, and we are one of the 4 universities rated gold standard in all 3 categories. This basically means that the teaching that we do at Exeter is of the top standard, as kind of judged by the regulatory framework in the UK. We have 7,500 international students out of roughly 30,000. So that's about kind of 25% of the population. And that's from over 150 countries. So we have a very diverse population here at Exeter, and that makes it a really lovely place to study. More than 90% of our research at the university has internationally excellent impact, and that just kind of proves to you how good our research is at the university. So in terms of our locations, our main campus is based in Exeter, and it's called our Streatham campus. And this is about 2.5 hours from London Paddington. And you can do that by direct train. So it's actually quite an accessible campus from Heathrow Airport, as well as direct access to London. You can also see that we are quite close to Bristol. So, you know, sometimes I like to do a day trip to Bristol, and that's kind of one of the bigger cities in England as well. And yeah. In Exeter, we have our second campus as well. This is the St. Luke's campus, and this is typically where our kind of School of Education and our medicine type courses take place. This is a smaller campus, and students who study at St. Luke's and Streatham have access to both campuses. So that's pretty nice. St. Luke's and Streatham are probably about a 20 to 25-minute walk from each other across town. So it's quite close to each other. Here we have some photos, well, a photo of Exeter. You can see the River Exe kind of goes through Exeter, and this kind of whole picture in terms of its radius is probably about a 25-minute walk from one end to the other. In the top right, you can see our Exeter Cathedral, which is a very beautiful cathedral. And if you do end up at Exeter, I recommend taking a look. It's right in the center of town, and it is really a lovely building. To the bottom left, you've got our Exeter Quay, which is just a lovely place to hang out in the summer. go for a walk along the river, lots of dogs, lots of people, and it's just, yeah, a lovely place. So our third campus is our Penryn campus. This is where a lot of our kind of what's it called? Sorry, climate change type subjects take place. And this is located in Cornwall. So this is about 5 hours away from London. So it is a little bit further. It is accessible by train as well. And yeah, lovely campus. These are just kind of some pictures of what student life at Exeter is like. So a couple years ago, we had the BBC Radio 1 Big Weekend, which is basically an annual concert that takes place, and they choose an area in the UK to host that concert, and that was down here, which was really lovely. You can see we have a lot of kind of old and modern buildings in Exeter, and on the bottom right, that's in Cornwall, and we kind of have like a nice beach surfing type culture down here as well, so that makes it a nice place to hang out. These are, again, a couple more pictures. As you can see, we really do enjoy the water down here. We've got some paddle boarders in the top right, and we also have a really nice kind of independent shops type culture down in Devon and Cornwall. So you can see a lot of independent stores and independent cafes, and we have a really good coffee culture down here too. So if you like coffee, it's a good place to live. In terms of the university itself, we have three faculties. So we have the Faculty of Health and Life Sciences, the Faculty of Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences, and then we have the Faculty of Faculty of Environment, Science, and Economy. You'll hear people refer to this as HLS, PASS, and ESE, and that's basically where all of our subjects are housed in one of these three faculties. These are just some highlights that I wanted to share with you. So our business school was the UK Business School of the Year by Times Higher Education in 2022. This is something we are very proud of. We are also triple accredited, and that is something that we share with the top 1% of business schools in the world. We are also joint #1 in the UK for business graduate prospects, according to the Complete University Guide in 2023. In terms of biosciences, we are top 20 in the UK for world leading research. We are top 10 in the UK. We are 9th in the world for ecology, according to Shanghai rankings. For psychology, we're top 100 in the world, and we're top 10 in the UK. For education, we're top 150 in the world for education. For engineering, we're first in the UK for mineral and mining engineering, and we're top 15 in the world for mineral and mining engineering, and 10th for general engineering. For sports science, we're top 5 in the UK and top 30 in the world for sports-related subjects. So you can see we've got quite a lot of good rankings here at Exeter for our subjects. And yeah. In terms of entry requirements to our master's programs, we generally look for 3.8 out of 5 in your titolo. And generally for your English language requirements, we have a whole list of accepted qualifications on our website, but we typically, or the most common ones that people apply to us with, are IELTS or TOEFL. And for IELTS, we typically look for 6.5 overall or a TOEFL 90. And within those, we do look for minimum requirements in the subsections, and those will be on our website, and they differ for course to course. So I recommend having a look at that properly. In terms of application, like without your English language requirement, I recommend students to apply even if they haven't been able to do their English language test yet, because we can give you something called a conditional offer. And this conditional offer is basically an offer to study at Exeter once you complete your English language test. And I'll go into more detail about why that's something I wanted to flag. In terms of accommodation at Exeter, we offer international students an accommodation guarantee. So for full-time first-year undergraduates and postgraduates, there is an accommodation guarantee, which means that if you apply by the accommodation guarantee deadline, which is typically the end of July, you are guaranteed accommodation on campus. It is catered or self-catered, catered meaning that we offer like food, and then self-catered means that you cook on your own, you do all your grocery shopping on your own. Applications for that open from April, the year that the course starts. So if you're starting in September 2024, the portal opens in April 2024, and then you can apply for your accommodation. The same thing goes for accommodation in Cornwall. Yeah. In terms of fees, we're looking at £23,700 to £29,700, and that was for 2024. I suggest checking your individual course pages to check how much it costs, because that will vary from course to course. And then in terms of living expenses, we're probably looking at between £900 to £1,300 a month, inclusive of accommodation, kind of social stuff, that kind of thing. So in terms of the Colfaturo IEDAR scholarship that we offer here at Exeter, the IEDAR scholarship is intended to support the development of Colombian students who will use their expertise gained from their master's degree to make a positive contribution to Colombia. The IEDAR scholarship provides a living stipend, which this year was, oh no, sorry, next academic year is £19,237. So that should be able to support your living expenses while you're in the UK. All Colombian nationals who are holding an offer to study a one-year taught master's degree by the scholarship deadline are eligible to be considered for IEDAR. So that is an automatic consideration for the scholarship if you are holding an offer with Colfaturo. As you can see, those with confirmed Colfaturo funding will be given preference for the IEDAR scholarship. So yeah, in terms of the process, you can apply to or you should apply to your preferred one-year master's course. So that's a one-year taught master's degree at Exeter. You apply to that and you receive at least a conditional offer. So there's two types of offers that you can receive at Exeter. There's a conditional offer and an unconditional offer. Conditional, like I said earlier, means that you have conditions that you need to meet before we can give you a unconditional offer. And unconditional means that you have met all the conditions of your offer and you are guaranteed a place at Exeter. What we want is for you to receive at least a conditional offer from Exeter in order to be considered for the IEDAR scholarship. So that's why I say it's best to apply as soon as you have all of your documents available. Even if you don't have your English, you can apply. Then at least if you have Colfaturo funding, you'll be in the running for the IEDAR scholarship. So your English can be pending. It just needs to be completed before you come. You apply to Colfaturo before the deadline, which is the 29th of February this year, and you receive your results in May. And then all Colfaturo approved students get a 20% discount with Exeter. All approved candidates, like I said, will also be interviewed for additional IEDAR award, which is the living stipend that I just discussed. Juan Pablo and Caesar, if you want to come in and talk about your time at Exeter. If you want to speak in Spanish, you're more than welcome to. If you want to speak in English, you're more than welcome to, whatever you guys are comfortable with. And just tell me when to click next.
Okay, thank you, Alexandra. I don't know if Cesar wants to start. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Cesar, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Guys, can you hear me? So, well, yeah, I think I'm gonna use English just because we've been like writing in English these days. And then if there are some Spanish questions there, like we can go. Yeah, I came here last September 2023. I've been here for almost a year already. And I've been, I think Alexandra mentioned St. Luke's and Streatham. I've been in both of these campuses. I haven't visited yet the other one, but I think Juan Pablo can give you more information on that. I study master in education and technology here, and basically all of my lessons or most of my lessons were at St. Luke's. You will see some pictures later, and but the one that you're seeing here is the library, which basically is the place where I'm right now. I was sorry if if it doesn't look that, but I wanted to show you a little bit of the library. And well, yeah, I don't know, maybe one introduction.
Okay, hola to everyone. So I was doing a master's in data science in Penryn campus. So I went to Cornwall, but now I live in Exeter, so I get the flavor of both campuses, and they are really great. They're really different, but both of them have that sense of really countryside life, which is really comfortable for some people that don't like cities, for example. So I choose Exeter because they have people from Colombia who work in Colombia from here. So it's really cool, and it's a great opportunity to keep working in your country while staying here. So that's why I keep choosing this program. You can go to the next slide, Alex, please. Well, those are the pictures of the campuses. I put some pictures here of my experience in Cornwall. So Penryn and is where the campus is based, but the great life that you will have is in Falmouth almost. There's a lot of things too, as Alex was saying. There's a lot of stores. There's beautiful beaches and really nice things to do. And because it's a small community, it's a small campus, you can really get to meet everyone really, really close and really great.
All right, so now my turn. Well, I mostly live in Exeter, opposite to Juan. So if you want some more information about student accommodations, I can tell you because I got one. So it was really nice. We share a flat with 5 different people from different countries. It was really, really nice. All of us were master students, so something that I'm really thankful with university was like those matches were really perfect because you don't have these problems of like guys who love partying. We see that a lot with some undergraduate, but it's nice because you meet different people, but you can study. Still, I come most of the days here at the library. Stratham was like 10-15 minutes from my residence, and also I go to St. Luke's all the time. The picture I choose here is something very interesting that happened in London that I learned from Exeter University. It was like a technology fair in London. So something that also I love from Exeter University is usually there is always something happening at Exeter, the Streatham, sorry. So there are like community fairs, society fairs, like all the time there is something to do. For one, we'll miss a little bit of that, but if you come here, guys, we can show a little bit of that as well. Although for someone who lives in Bogota or Cali, big cities in Colombia, maybe Exeter may feel a little bit smaller. It has a huge community. It has a lot of like, it's really nice to hear people from India, China, just name it, like a lot of countries. Latin Americans are just a few, which is a little bit sad. I hope with the years, more Colombians and Peruvians and people from Latin America apply to this scholarship on this university. Yeah, regarding the academic part, I came here because a friend of mine came in 2020. She advised me the university. Something I looked for was like the modules and everything was connected to what I wanted to do. Probably that connected with the ayudar letter that I have to make. And also she mentioned that they have like really nice facilities. This library is proof of this, but also a lot of green around. So you love it. If you feel stressed, you'll have a lot of places to go, to walk, to hike. So could you please, Alex, move on to the next one? So that tower that you see there is from Streatham. I think Alex already showed you a little bit of St. Luke's. It's that building that you see white over there. It used to be a church, but if you are studying medicine or education, you would mainly be there. And it has some nice spots over there as well. The library is being refurbished right now, so you will probably see a different place. And also at Streatham, there are a lot of spots, like really nice spots, very comfortable. You have coffees around, so you have cafes around, so you can get some coffee, some tea, and study a lot. And my favorite 2 spots here from Exeter are the Quay that I managed to finally pronounce properly, and this one, yeah, people go they walk over there. They just have some cider, some beers and drinks. So it's really nice. I don't know, Alex. Oh, wait, sorry. Yeah, I was telling you guys that there is always happening. There is always something happening at the Stratham. So last year I celebrated like 4 New Years, I think. I celebrated Chinese New Year. I celebrated this one I may have forgotten already, but I went to the Phoenix Theater that you may have some cultural events as well. There is a theater at the university. If you are into theater as well, it's really nice. You see me here doing some calligraphy, Chinese calligraphy with our friends. We do something. Of course, we study a lot, but we also hang out and we prepare some food. We try to share different kind of food from different countries. Well, you see me there like enjoying some coffee. You know, guys, in Colombia we love coffee, but there are some other countries who also do nice coffee as well.
Sorry, I'm curious about that bottom right photo. Did you go to an AC/DC concert?
Oh, yeah, thanks for asking. I couldn't see that one because of the Zoom thing. Yeah, some, I mean, Exeter has some nice events, but also you will have some time to visit some cities around. London is not that far away by train. And also you can get some student cars, so you can some discounts. We have Bristol, Bath also nearby. Yeah, that was I happened to be at London. I had to meet some of the sponsors and do some things for the Ajudar scholarship. So I was in London when these guys were at Wembley. So yeah, I got that concert. If you love rock, you'll see a lot of rock here. Jazz music is fantastic as well. Thanks.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, so just really quickly, I'm gonna ask you guys a few questions. I think you've covered some of the topics that
Okay.
might come up, but thank you for that. That was lovely. So I know, Juan Pablo, you kind of went into a little bit of detail about why you chose Exeter and how you heard about it, but do you either of you have anything to add on why you chose Exeter or how you heard about it or what allowed you to choose Exeter as your kind of final destination amongst other universities?
Among all the programs that you can find on internet, Exeter programs are very unique, especially those related to science and data science, environmental problems. My program was focused on ecology, but as I told you, I'm doing a master's in data science, so it brings both worlds together, and that's a very unique thing that not all the programs or universities have in other places.
Cool. And Caesar, what was the reason you chose Exeter?
Oh yeah, I think I mentioned. Well, I was applying to different. I knew I wanted to come to UK and study. I was applying to different, probably more commonly known universities back in Colombia. I'm not naming them, but however, a friend told me like, why don't you try Exeter? It's very nice. I start checking the modules. I start checking, and I found like I initially applied to translation in 2021, but I couldn't make it. I have to prepare myself and improve the IELTS exam. And then I was also looking for something related to education and combined education and technology, and Exeter had something very interesting. And as I'm planning to do some projects like like big impact projects, there was something with modules with policy. So it was very like a very nice match. And this time I prepared myself and I improved the IELTS and I finally got the scholarship and the unconditional letter.
Perfect. Cool. How has the IDAR scholarship helped you in your experience at Exeter? How has it benefited both of you?
Do you want to start, Cesar?
Okay. I think it's been nice. I mean, as a Colombian, we worry a lot about like probably the currency is something that we worry and all of the expenses that we're gonna have here. And this is just starting a new life. You have to find a place. You have to get some ticket flights, like so many things to do with the visa papers and everything. So it was really, I mean, it helps a lot. Like, so you don't have to worry about the economic part. I do have some flatmates who have to work during their studies here, like, so I think it also provides this space so that you can really focus on studying and do some other things. So it's, I mean,
Juan
Yeah,
Pablo?
I guess besides all that freedom that gives you to have this scholarship, about not worry about things, about, oh, I have to buy money. One of the most greatest shocks is start paying everything 4 times expensive here. So it's really helpful to have it. But besides that, I really like that Ayudar also helps you to keep checking on you. They're always asking how you're doing. They always uh, you meet with the foundation and you talk to them. That's really helpful as well.
What has your kind of academic experience been like at Exeter, and how have your academics supported you throughout your course? This is kind of a loaded question. So, like, how manageable is your workload, and what does a typical week at university look like for you, or typical day at university?
I think we have 3 terms, right? So every term was completely different for me, at least. The first one was just like a warm up, felt like a normal semester in Colombia. So it was just lectures, assignments, lectures, some exams, and that's it. And the second one was more apply everything we learned in the first one. So it was really challenging. And also you start feeling like the pressure of the dissertation. It's true that 1 year might feel really brief, but yeah, you start like learning things, applying new things, and you keep learning the second, not by like lectures wise, but more doing wise things. And the third one is like just like you yourself working with your dissertation basically, which is what we're doing now. Um, so yeah, it's nice. There's always people around. I get to work with people who works in biology, and so conservation, data science. My flatmates in the accommodation were mining students. So it was really great that I did get to interact with many things around environmental issues that happens around. So it was really fulfilling. In terms of the grading, it was okay. I guess it's also a interesting shock to know that getting more than 70%, which will be like 3.5, 3.5, is not good in Colombia, but apparently it's good here. Getting more than 70%, you will get to know that thing when you get here. But yeah, it was also like something you should be aware of that will happen.
Okay, yeah, I would definitely say the same. I think the first term was very exciting. Everything is a novelty, so you have to learn um, a lot of basic stuff like from your daily life, like doing the laundry, organizing your stuff, like trying to make some different recipes that you with elements that you don't ingredients that you don't have from your country. So it's in terms of the academic, it was really nice. We were a very small cohort, although in education we're like 70 people or 80 people. We were just like 10. So we have very interesting discussions just between the small group. We get to know each other a lot, and each one of us was from a different country. So it was like really nice to learn from education from say Lebanon, China, Russia. It's cool. That was the first term. Um, a lot of lectures as well. Then for the second one, then we start like sort of that. Then we start just like focusing on the topics we want to develop, writing and reading more. There was some optional modules. I have applied to one that I mentioned earlier. It was policy, which was like really dense and something that I didn't know well, but the lectures were amazing. And yeah, you feel how the level of difficulty is increasing, and for the third one, it's been um, probably you have to be very autonomous, very careful with your time management, and trust. For the first term, I have like a tutor, a mentor, and like two mentors. It may get a little bit confusing, but I have a lot of people checking everything, like from well-being to academic. Additionally, I think I have mentioned that I was struggling a little bit with the IELTS, so I was a little bit concerned about the writing part, academic writing. It's not my strength, but I went to Into. There is I think it's important for you guys to know this because I know I have talked to students from China and different places, and they came with speaking or writing as something that they worry about. The university offers these courses so you can go for speaking, conversation, presentation. Like I joined a lot of those at the beginning, and it was really helpful. Now for the second and third term, I continue doing one-to-one meetings just to help with my corrections and modifications of the writing that I'm doing. So I haven't feel alone from the whole way. But yeah, third one is very, very autonomous, and you have to do like mostly things on your own.
Okay, cool. Thank you. In terms of kind of any particular challenges you faced, I guess maybe outside academia, kind of what was the biggest adjustments for you? What were the biggest challenges, and how did you kind of solve those, if you can think of any?
I would say the weather, maybe. Some people that Colombia, most of the country is warm climate, so some people really will miss that. Um, in Como particularly, transport system was a bit challenging to me because they have timetables and they are like really on time, and Latinos are not well known for punctuality. I tried to change that, so yeah, it was something that was challenging outside academia. In terms of people, there's a lot of cultures that we are not used to in Colombia. For example, people who are Muslim, Asian. So there are a lot of culture shocks. I wouldn't say was hard or like harsh to find them, but just like something that we really didn't know and get used to all of these things. It was also a learning curve.
Yeah, definitely the weather. I'm from a warm city in Colombia, so I really um, feel. I mean, I love winter. Well, I love autumn because of the colors and all of the green turned orange. It was nice, but then winter was harsh, to say the least. I think a lot of flatmates and people from university traveled, so the city felt a little bit empty. Probably that also. Um, and if you are coming to Streatham, probably a huge challenge would be Cardiac Hill. I think one don't know yet the place, but yeah, it's a thing you get used to later.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
There's a
think,
lot of hills in Penryn as well.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think for me as well, that was the biggest shock for me was the hills. Definitely, um, there's no need to wear uncomfortable footwear in Exeter or Cornwall.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, I think that's kind of I've wrapped that up now. In terms of question, I don't really know, Karen, how this question portion works. If anybody has any questions or comments or anything that they want to discuss.
Well, Alex, Cesar, Juan Pablo, thank you so much for this information. Your experience is so valuable for us. But yeah, now we have some questions. If you agree, maybe I will do this in Spanish, if you feel comfortable, Cesar and Juan Pablo. Yeah, that's perfect. It's in order to generate like a feel comfortable to the attendees here, right? Thank you so much. Bueno, César, Juan Pablo, yo sé que ustedes mencionaron bastantes criterios, bastantes variables que ya de por sí diferenciaban entre las dos culturas. Sin embargo, sí quisiera que de pronto enfatizaran un poco más en cuanto al sistema educativo, ¿sí? De pronto las metodologías, los resultados, más que todo en que tenemos énfasis en Colombia, ustedes lo saben bien, desde el colegio y en las universidades. ¿Cómo encontraron ustedes esta diferencia y de pronto si el choque fue muy fuerte, fue muy grande?
Em, yo diría que, bueno, por lo menos en mi universidad, la que yo estudié, teníamos tres cortes, tres periodos de evaluación, ¿no? Entonces, pero aquí no, aquí son solo uno al final. Entonces, digamos que todo lo condensan para una semana después de volver de vacaciones. Entonces, digamos que tú te tienes, lo del time management es algo serio porque tienes que estudiar en vacaciones o hacer las tareas antes de irte a celebrar Navidad o a viajar, lo que sea, porque cuando llegues solo vas a tener una semana para entregar todo. Entonces, pues sí, es como una gran diferencia y lo que les decía o sea, la mayoría de las notas siempre quedan como entre 50 70 80 por máximo. Y pues digamos que en Colombia sacar más de 4 es como lo que se espera, menos de 3,5 sería muy mediocre de pronto. Pues digamos que alguien que está acostumbrado a tener buenas notas sobre 4 por ejemplo, tener 60 o 70, si lo divides por 2 es como 2,35 por debajo, entonces como simplemente acostumbrarse, es diferente, no es que tengas una mala nota.
Perfecto, Juan Pablo, muchas gracias. César, ¿quieres añadir algo?
Sí, yo creo que lo que Juan se refiere también es que como venimos de parte de Colfuturo y la mayoría venimos de universidades públicas y privadas que digamos que nos denominamos buenos estudiantes o uno se considera un excelente estudiante, acá uno choca porque va a encontrar personas que también pues, saben muchísimo también y hay algo, digamos, que a veces uno quiere expresar o no piensa algo y a la hora de hablar o de escribir de pronto no es, pues no es nuestra primer lengua, entonces uno nota a veces esas limitantes, digamos que sí, en la parte académica sería eso. De pronto en Colombia tenemos como en la parte de pregrados tenemos como más acompañamiento, te dicen mucho acá al final y pues es una maestría de solamente un año, entonces pues sientes la presión y tienes que manejar muy muy bien tu tiempo. Entonces eso es creo que lo que más diferencia los dos sistemas.
Y César, pues también hemos escuchado ya varias universidades del Reino Unido y nos comentan exactamente eso. Allá el trabajo va a ser muchísimo más autónomo y no vamos a tener un profesor o un tutor encima nuestro todo el tiempo diciéndonos qué es lo que tenemos que hacer. En adición a esto, muchas de las personas que han ido a estudiar por fuera del país, particularmente en el Reino Unido, nos manifiestan que quizás en Colombia quizás no se tiene muy en cuenta el nivel educativo que tenemos y que llegan a ese país, a esa universidad y logran percibir que realmente venían muy bien formados desde acá. ¿Ustedes piensan, o sea, están de acuerdo con esto o piensan que es diferente de pronto en comparación con las personas y los niveles educativos de otras personas alrededor del mundo que estudiaron con ustedes? ¿Cuál es su percepción al respecto?
Sí, yo diría, por ejemplo, en Colombia nos acostumbramos a que hacíamos muchas discusiones y hablamos bastante, y acá con algunos grupos que tuve que compartir, pues eran de China y eran un poco más tímidos, entonces eran, digamos que te compartían de pronto escribiendo algo, pero a la hora de hablar no te compartían tus ideas. En Colombia uno está acostumbrado a que tiene más este intercambio de opiniones y eso te puede dar una sensación de que sabes más o de que alguien no sabe, pero puede ser engañoso. A la hora de la nota puede que haya alguien que es muy callado, pero puede escribir muy bien y ser ese diferencial. Sí, de Colombia yo diría que el sistema educativo y con lo que venimos es muy fuerte. Nosotros leemos bastante, escribimos también mucho. Yo diría que es bueno. Yo venía un poco preocupado como con esa exigencia que iba a haber, pero siento que en cuanto a discusiones he podido hacer casi todo lo que he querido, presentar unos paneles o hice conferencias. Em, y pues ya la parte de escritura, el formato a veces, o digamos que los ingleses son mucho más estrictos con las citas y con otras cosas como con el estilo que ellos tienen, entonces eso puede ser un poco chocante al comienzo mientras te comienzas a acostumbrar a todas las herramientas que debes conocer en cada programa.
Gracias, César. Juan Pablo, ¿tienes algo por agregar?
Yo iba a decir que no sé por qué, no sé muy bien porque mi maestría fue muy diferente a mi pregrado, porque yo hice biología en pregrado, entonces Data Science es muy diferente, pero sí tomé un curso que era de ecología y también se compartía con gente de pregrado, entonces ahí digamos que lo puedo comparar y lo que vi fue que las universidades aquí, o sea, aquí en términos de los temas que se tratan son muy parecidos, pero la evaluación es mucho más en, en pensamiento crítico, en cómo se elaboran nuevas ideas, más allá de, de evaluar si sabes lo que se dio en clase.
Perfecto, César. Juan Pablo, muchísimas gracias. Bueno, también quisiera preguntarles, de pronto también la preocupación de muchas personas que van a viajar es sobre el hospedaje. Fue un proceso difícil situarse en esta ciudad, fue difícil conseguir un lugar donde establecerse. ¿Cuál fue de pronto el proceso más complejo en este sentido?
Yo diría que si llegas a las acomodaciones de la universidad, todo es como muy sencillo. Es como uno puede aplicar con tiempo y tiene un buen lugar, la gente es súper buena. Yo compartí también gente de todo el mundo, de Indonesia, de China, de África, de Europa también algunos, de Suiza. Entonces digamos que es como bueno en términos de eso. Sin embargo, pues no sé, uno que está acostumbrado a tener su propio espacio es diferente. Entonces sí, yo diría que es un tema de tomarlo con tiempo, de hacer, de buscar un lugar donde hospedarse con anticipación por ahí unos 5 o 3 meses. Y también algo que les diría es que tengan en cuenta cuántas semanas son, porque los contratos aquí usualmente a veces son por semanas. Pues digamos que a veces uno cree que va a estar todo el año y después resulta que son solo en junio ya tienes que buscar un lugar nuevo, entonces ujú.
Perfecto, mil gracias. César.
Sí, sí, el mejor consejo sería, o la forma más fácil, porque si uno está desde Colombia, uno pues tiene la desconfianza, hay correos donde le dicen a uno que puede haber algunos estafadores que te piden un depósito y pues uno estando desde Colombia no tiene con quién constatar o a veces te piden referidos. Entonces la universidad, la acomodación que te da es como lo más sencillo y seguro también. Yo cometí el error de que desde Colombia estaba resolviendo documentación de visa, comprando los tiquetes, entregando el apartamento donde vivía. Entonces dije, no, pues yo llego a Inglaterra y allá resuelvo, como en Colombia solemos decir a veces. Y pues generalmente acá las personas que vienen de China y de otros países ya llevan 3 meses desde que apartaron sus lugares, sus cuartos, sus residencias, entonces es muy difícil. Afortunadamente, otro colombiano que cambiaba de universidad me cedió su apartamento y a través de la universidad, todo, de ahí en adelante todo fue sencillo. Importante también que sepan que aunque en bueno, nuestra visa sí dice que hasta diciembre, pero la universidad uno comienza en septiembre y termina en septiembre y como decía Juan, uno tiene que mirar que si se va a quedar hasta diciembre para la graduación o si, porque los contratos van a variar, entonces 1 o 2 meses antes de que termines tienes que ya ir buscando otro lugar porque sí, digamos que hay mucha población estudiantil, entonces se
Ujú.
puede volver un poquito difícil. Y lo que a veces sucede es que los estudiantes, pues de casos de otras personas de Colfuturo, resultan pagando Airbnb o resultan gastando un poco de más en lugares más caros.
Perfecto, muchísimas gracias. Entonces, en cuanto a esto, pues la recomendación para todos los que nos ven a través de este webinar es que, pues, sí, quizás logremos anticiparnos un poco y no dejemos todo ya al momento de llegar al país, que quizás va a ser muchísimo más complejo y adicionalmente tener muchísimo cuidado con las ofertas que nos hacen y pues con sí, los inconvenientes que se pueden tener habitualmente frente a algunos estafadores que haya en el país de destino. Bien, tenemos una pregunta en el chat, quizás la última para ya poder ir cerrando y concluyendo esta gran sesión informativa. Y Kevin nos pide, bueno, les pide a ustedes chicos recomendaciones en general para lograr el nivel de inglés que tienen, digamos así, en términos muy amplios.
Dale,
Vas,
Juan.
vas a...
Ah,
No, no,
no.
dale tú.
Ok. Bueno, yo antes de venir escuchaba series, escuchaba la radio todo el tiempo, escuchaba podcasts, escuchaba noticias, veía series particularmente de Inglaterra para ir acostumbrándome al acento, porque digamos si van a presentar el IELTS y si van a estar acá estudiando van a escuchar mucho más acento británico que americano, el que estamos más habituados los colombianos. En cuanto a lecturas, tratar de leer todo el tiempo en inglés y sobre todo el tema que quieren estudiar o que van a investigar para irse acostumbrando ya también más a la parte de lectura académica y crítica que Juan mencionó. La parte de escritura, la van a ir desarrollando de a poco. Como les contaba, a mí me pasó que, por ejemplo, fue mi puntaje más bajito y tuve que repetir una vez el IELTS por esto, para poder aplicar a Exeter. Y la última vez que venía también tengan cuidado con los exámenes porque esos exámenes se vencen cada 2 años. Me sucedió que ya tenía todo listo, bueno, la beca y todo, pero la universidad me pidió que actualizara ese examen. Y bueno, y hablar siempre, si tienen alguien con quien practicar, o ahora pues tenemos ChatGPT o algo para que practiquen y le hablen y ahí pueden practicar la forma en la que están teniendo conversaciones en inglés.
Bueno, para agregar a eso, de lo que dice César, sí es verdad que la práctica lo hace todo. Eh, Diría que lo más complicado es aprender a escribir y hablar, ¿no? Que escuchar y leer lo hacemos casi seguido en las redes sociales, en todo. Entonces yo diría que alguna vez un amigo me dijo que si haces un diario de lo que tú hiciste en inglés, eso te ayuda a practicar. Entonces, digamos, todos los días escribes qué hiciste, qué vas a hacer, qué pasó, y practicas. Y yo cuando estaba en Colombia iba a la Universidad Nacional. Ellos a veces tienen ETA, que son English Teaching Assistants, son becarios de Fulbright Programs, que no sé cómo funciona eso, pero sé que están por todo lado y ellos hacen clubes de inglés. Entonces, es gente que es de Estados Unidos y los contratan para que hagan clubes de inglés, básicamente, y pues ayuden a las clases de inglés. Entonces, no sé si pasa en todos los países, en todas las ciudades de Colombia, pero en Bogotá se puede encontrar por lo general en la nacional, sí.
Perfecto, súper útil. Muchísimas gracias. Bueno, Alexandra, thank you so much for your time, for your good disposition, and for all the useful information that you gave us today. And this session was amazing and was so useful and so valuable for us. Really, thank you.
Thank you.
César, Juan Pablo, también muchísimas gracias por las experiencias, por los consejos, por toda la información que nos brindaron el día de hoy para nuestros asistentes. Yo sé que fue fundamental conocer su experiencia en esta gran universidad. Y a todos nuestros asistentes y participantes el día de hoy, muchas gracias por su interés, por sus preguntas. Esperamos encontrarnos en una próxima ocasión. Hasta luego. Goodbye, Alexandra. Thank you.
Goodbye, Alexander.
Hasta
Bye,
luego.
Karen.